You know, I was telling myself all day today, I said, you know what, I'm not going to do a flight tonight. I'm tired. I don't feel like doing this shit. You know, let me just chill, put on a movie. Well, here we are, doing a flight. I wasn't expecting it, but here we go. Now, I do want to give you a little bit of a warning. If you hear some very loud yelling, carrying on, and all that kind of hoopla going on, that would be my son in his room playing. He is very, very loud tonight. Just chill, put on a movie. But here we are. We're going to do this here flight on this A310 to Dubai. We're going to leave Kuwait and fly to Dubai, and you know, anyways, welcome to the airplane show. Welcome back, all my fine aviation enthusiast friends. Welcome back to the airplane show. My name is Greg. I am going to be your pilot on this here flight tonight, and we are here in lovely Kuwait City with this Emirates A310. Well, it's a little hard for the jetway to get to us when it's parked right. We're parked right in front of the jetway. Good Lord, look at that. Anyways, the landing things, the thing for landing said it was medium, so that's what we did. I'm gonna leave the AT. Oh, I do need to turn the ATC on. Well, I can turn the talking on when we are in the air. So I'm going to do what I did last time on last night's flight, where I activate the ATC like towards our descent, because I believe that's how we can get the air marshal to wave us into the stand. So let's get this thing here fired up. Let's get our flight plan inputted. It's a pretty easy flight plan tonight. So first things first, we got to turn on this here. Oh, you know what? Why is the screen? Oh, come on, bitch. I need to use the mouse, I guess. There we go. Oh my God. I was like, no, the screen's not working. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go again with screens. These damn screens and these planes, man. All right, I think these are the batteries here. All right, this is power. All right, so let's get some lights going up in this pig. Up in this piece. We got lights there. We got lights there. That should be for overhead. Yep. There's a light switch right here. That does that. Go ahead and activate a little lights on this side. And let's do El Capitano's side. I didn't get the idea for this flight from anywhere other than the fact that I wanted to fly it. So it's not like this is not based on a real flight or anything like that. You know, I wanted to fly to Dubai because it's going to be sunny there very shortly. I didn't want to do it, you know, anyway, so that's why we're doing it. It's not based on a real flight. A lot of times my flights are based on real flights. This one is not. All right, so let's go ahead and get our IRS lined up first. Let's click on that. And we got nav 1, nav 2, and nav 3. And let's go ahead and put on some lights. And let's get our IRS lined up. So we got to click clear. And we are doing, in here, it's OBKB. Thing. OBKB. No, it was OKBK. If I remember correctly. In real life, it's OKKK, but here it's OKBK, I believe, and OMD a B. O to the M to the D to B. Let's click return. And our alternate is Abu Dhabi, so OMAA. Click align IRS. Very good. Our flight ID is always going to be HO123, unless we are doing a real flight. Then it would be whatever the flight ID is for that thing. And let me import. Oh, I never imported the flight over. Shoot. Hang on, let me import this in the Navigraph so I can find out what our cruise altitude is. And I can get the rest of everything set up here. All right, so hang on, let me put in the approach. That's ILS 30 left. Full dot, I believe, is, what did I do? 30, yep, 30 left, okay. ILS 30 left. That in there. All right, very good. Now let's go to the OFP and our, oh, we have a step. So 37,000 feet is going to be our, that's interesting. We have 3 different altitudes tonight. Very cool. I have never had a flight like that where I had to like descend mid-flight. Very cool. All right, let's put in 37,000 feet. So we have FL 370. Our cost index is going to be 11. And our cruise wind is 285.74. So 285 over 74. And we might as well put in our descent winds and all that while we're here. That'll save us a step here coming up. So we got 31,000 feet first, so we got 310 is 292.74. All this information is coming from the OFP from SimBrief. All right, we got 74. And let's do 20,000. That is 296.35. So 296.35. And we got 10,000. And we got 311.29. We're going to leave the one for Dubai. We're going to leave that blank for now. We'll grab that before we begin our descent. I believe when we begin our descent, it's going to be, once we begin descent, it's going to be too late to plug it in. Like, we can't get back to the screen, I think. So, all right. So, in it, should be good. Next page we'll enter in shortly. Let's put in our flight plan first. So, our SID is going to be, what are we doing? 15 right, 15 right. Oh, there's no instrument departures for this thing? That is interesting. All right, yeah, because in Navigraph, I have a whole takeoff. All right, let's see here. So I think we can plug in Boxic. Let's see if we can plug that in. EOXIK. That's interesting that there's no departures. All right, Boxic. And then from Boxic, we are doing an airway. So let's click on Boxic. Let's enter an airway. We have B416. And we are taking that to load the flight plan so I can see it easier. Orsar. Let's find Orsar. There's Orsar. All right, so we're taking that. And then from Orsar, we are going to Itbul, ITBUL. All right, and then from Itbul, we are jumping on a short highway to the beginning of our arrival. So M677 to, what is it, VTEB. There we go, VTEB. Very good. All right, let's put in our arrival information now. Star. We're doing ILS 30 left. Doing an ULDOT transition, and we are doing VUTE 3 something. 3D is what we're doing tonight. Insert that, and our flight plan should be all set. Let's get rid of any kind of discontinuity. All right, so let's delete that, and then we'll check it out on the map. Make sure it's all good. All right, so click flight plan here. Let's go up to, let's get rid of this real quick. Over here, change this to map. Change that to 30. Let's come over here so we can see it. And we're just going to click on this up arrow here. Okay, looks good. All right, very good. So let's click on flight plan again, and we are gonna leave this guy on map. We'll put this guy on flight plan. And let's go ahead and plug in all our weights and everything. Well, let's do our METAR, make sure we have a METAR here. Let's update this. Unable to get it for K, that's all right, I can get it from Navigraph. Navigraph has it. All right, so our passengers tonight are our lovely passengers. We have 182. So let's bring this to 182. I know I can type it in, but sometimes dragging is just as easy. All right, cargo is 4.5. Our fuel tonight, our fuel block is 10.5. So that gives us a gross weight of 109,726. And we actually have a takeoff weight of 116.4, but our zero fuel weight is way higher. It's about 6,000 kilograms higher in Navigraph. So let's click apply. CG moved automatically. That's good. My phone just went off. Oh, it's Bank of America. All right. Let's go ahead and go to Init and plug in some info here. And once we get this info plugged in, then we'll turn on the APU, get backed up, get on out of here. 10.5. 10.5. Zero fuel weight is 99.2. 99.2. And our CG is 26 even. Very easy. 26 even. All right, 26. Very good. Now let's set our takeoff info. Remember, our weight is 109.7. We're going to need that here. The airplane, let's click on runway length. We can click on this to bring that in. Runway heading is 155. And now let me get the METAR information from Navigraph. So our winds are 320 and 3 knots. So we got 320. 320. And 3 knots. So we got 3. Our outside air temperature is 16 degrees Celsius. And our hectopascals is 1015. This was updated 43 minutes ago according to Navigraph. So we got 1015. All right. And what did we say? 109.7, I think, was our weight. Yep, 109.7. We got 109. Usually the METAR information plugs in automatically, but since the METAR is not showing here, we can't bring anything in. But if there was info here, it would bring it in automatically. So we got that. Now let's calculate. There we go. And anti-ice off, air conditioning on, flaps 15. All right, that all looks good. Very good. So now let's go to takeoff. And V1, 135, 136. $136. All right, and I believe, my friends, I believe that's it for everything we need to do to get the plane all set up. We could have brought the flight plan out automatically by choosing this here and putting in our SimBrief username, but I didn't do that. All right, and yeah, we are good. All right, good. Let's go ahead and get the APU fired up. So let's put on this fuel tank here. Click the APU master switch. Start. Let's arm these lights. Put our signs on. Turn the galley light. So anything that's in white lettering needs to be turned off. So let's turn the oxygen on for the crew. Turn these on. Let's turn our flight director on. And very important, after the IRS lines up, turn on the 2 pitch trim switches, the 2 yaw dampener ones, and the 2 ATS ones. Only flip those 6 switches after the IRS is lined up. Our APU should be firing up. There we go. Starting to move a little bit. Turn bleed on. All right, our flex speed tonight is 59. I mean, our flex temperature is 59. So let's plug that in. And our heading for takeoff is 155 is the runway heading, so we can plug that in. Let me look at the actual takeoff we're doing, because I do have it here in front of me. There is an actual SID that we were supposed to be doing, but all right. Let's see here. No, transition is 13,000 feet, but there's no altitude constraints, so that's good. All right, our V2 speed is 161. We'll add 15 to that, so that'll give us 176. We can put this at -5. It's at -5. Our flight directors are already turned on. Now they're on. All right, nav is on. Flight director's on there, and we are on nav mode. Okay. And turn that down a little bit. Let's turn this one down just so it's so bright. Let's turn that one down just a little bit. We'll set our METAR momentarily. All right, APU is good. We can turn off the outside power. Let's disconnect. And 15 is our hectopascals. All right, let's make sure our parking brake is on. Parking brake is on. So we can remove the chocks and the GPU. And now we can back up. So let's go here again. And let me take care of this first. So we got 1015 and it's 2997. Very good. So that should do. Oh, I thought it did all of them. Huh. Could have sworn it did all of them, but guess not. Obviously it didn't. So, all right, now we need to back up with, well, I guess it really doesn't matter which way you back up because the runway's right over there. So, you know, I think we'll back up with our tail going this way. I'll try to do that if I can figure it out. I usually get this wrong. So let's disengage the parking brake. Click this button here. Beacon lights. Turn all the fuel pumps on. There we go. Now we're starting to move. Have him turn us. I think it's this one here. Yep. All right, let's turn on our engine. So either one of these is fine. Let's crank up the first engine. These engines sound so good when they're cranking up. Let's turn that on. Our transponder on and set it to above. What happened to our screens? Don't tell me this thing has a bug too. Oh boy, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell happened? Everything is off. You gotta be shitting me, man. God, this last update, man, has taken all the fun out of this game. Fuck, man. I'm not redoing this shit tonight. All I wanted to do was fly a goddamn airplane, man. Come, you gotta be fucking kidding me, Microsoft. I do not feel like doing all this over again. I cannot believe the screens went out again. You gotta be fucking kidding me, Microsoft. All right, let's try it without like backing up, I guess. I'll try it one more time. I cannot believe this bullshit. Jesus Christ, Microsoft. This last update absolutely killed any fun from this game. It really has, man. It is terrible now. Fuck, man. I cannot believe this shit. Half an hour wasted. Fuck you, Microsoft. I mean, for real. Jesus, man. Whatever they did with this last update, they need to fix. This is crazy. Every single plane, except for the PMDG 737, I have issues with. Every single plane that has any kind of screens. Now it doesn't even matter. It used to just be Garmin. Now it seems like it's every plane now. Fuck Microsoft. I wanted to take off when the sun was coming up. Now we're not going to do that. Fuck. had it all kind of planned out to where we'd just be like getting to about, close to cruising altitude when the sun was coming up. So the simulator, the screens went blank again. We spent a half an hour setting everything up. We backed up, and as soon as we backed up and put the parking brake on, so we could finish setting up the engines and getting everything else set up so we could take off, the screens went blank again. So now it's not just the Garmin systems now that are going blank. It seems like it's everything is going blank since this last update. I don't even want to call it an update anymore because nothing seemed to be updated. It seems like it's a downgrade now. Almost every single plane that I have, standard planes that come with the game and the ones that I bought, every single one seems to have issues now. For a while, I thought it was just the Garmin systems. Not Garmin anymore. Every plane now has an issue. Except for the PM DG737. That one's still holding true. Every other one is issues. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Whatever they did. It takes so much of the fun factor. I mean, like, it gets to the point where I don't even want to play anymore. But it seems like it's only in certain areas. Like it seems like it's in Europe and like the Middle East. Like if you're in Australia, Japan, and the US, it's not as much in the way of issues, but still there. It's just not as much. Like I just bought the PC-12 Saturday night. I flew it for the first time. I flew it for the first time yesterday. I tried to fly from like Germany to like Zurich. Well, none of the screens would come on. But I flew from Sedona, Arizona to Denver, and it worked perfectly fine. So, who knows? Maybe they'll fix it. Hopefully, because it was working fine up until, they did their little update. Yeah, I'll be back in about a minute. I need to help my son with something. All right. Where did we leave off? Where did we leave off? All right, APU is on. We can disengage that. And the screens went blank again. All right, I'm done. Fuck this game. Absolutely. Fuck Microsoft. It was fine, Gavin, until this last update. This last update absolutely killed it. Let's try saving it and then reloading it. Hang on, let's try saving it. See if that'll put the screens back on. Is the APU on? No, the APU is off. Let's turn it on. We'll try it one last time from this load. You know, fuck this. I'm done. You know what? Fuck this. It's been almost an hour. I'm gonna delete this. I'm so fed up with Microsoft right now. Twice the screens went out after we did every single goddamn thing in the plane. Let's give it, I guess, since we're already in it, let's just try one last time and see what happens. I mean, I am so upset. It's just every single plane except for the PM DG 737 is completely screwed up right now because of this last update. Screens going blank in every single plane. I just got to do all this again. Let's see if the screens turn off a third time tonight. It really only seems to be in certain areas of the world, but it's certain areas with certain airplanes. Like PC-12, you can't fly in Europe right now, or at least I can't fly it in Europe with the screens on, but in America I can. Right now, this plane has been great everywhere. Now all of a sudden it has issues, like the rest of the planes. Let that finish doing its thing. All right, let's plug in. Might as well plug in our flight ID. Got 37,000 feet is our cruising, and we got, I think, 11 for our cost index. Cruise winds from from SimBrief is 285.74. Let's see here. Our alternate airport is OMAA. And let's plug in the winds for our descent, which is on the OFP from SimBrief. So we got 31,000 feet. Is 292.74. All right, 20,000 feet is 96.35. And 10,000 feet is 311.29. Oops. 311.29. We'll leave Dubai blank until we get close to the top of our descent, because it's probably going to change between now and then, and you need to enter it before you descend, otherwise you're not going to be able to enter it. Let's go back to this page and wait for this to finish aligning. Should be just about finished. Hopefully it'll align. I just loaded a save. Hopefully loading a save will get this back on track so we can actually fly tonight. I hope. I've never seen this plane do this before. I've flown this plane tons of times. Crazy how these screens keep going blank. Every single plane. Except for one plane in particular. All right, let's put our flight plan in again. Actually, let's bring it in from, where's menu? We'll bring it in. Let's bring it in. You do 5220. Yeah, I know the airport's not in the database. New route. Okay, well, let's change that. Because the airport in real life is OKKK, but in here it's OKBK for some reason. KBK and OM. EB. Wonder if that got rid of the flight plan. Yep, it did. All right, no worries. So we got runway 15 right. Insert. And then we got, let's see here, what is it? Hot ticks. BOXIK. BOXIK. And we're going to take an airway. Oops. Click on Boxic. Click on airway. Got airway B416. And we're going to exit at Orsar. There's Orsar here. Very good. Now we need to enter ITBUL, ITBUL, get ITBUL, and we're going to do an airway with that, and we're going to end up at VUTEB, which is the beginning of our arrival. VUTEB, and now let's click on Dubai. Then our arrival, and we're doing ILS 30 left. Full dot is our transition, and VU3D. Insert that, and let's get rid of the discontinuity. And then we'll check it on our display to make sure it all looks good. So let's click flight plan. Let's come up here to here and do map. We'll change it to 30 miles. And we'll come over here so we can see it and click on the up arrow so we can cycle through our route and make sure it looks good. Looks good. All right, so let's switch this back to that mode, and we'll put Mr. Copilot in map mode. All right, so that's all done. Now let's finish setting up our weights. So we got init. Next, our fuel block is 10.5. Zero fuel weight is 99.2. 99.2. And our CG is 26 even. 26. All right, that's all good. Now we can set up our takeoff data. Let's flip these on now that the IRS is aligned. We can turn all these on. And our gross weight is 109.7. All right. So let's plug that in here while it's fresh in my mind. 109.7. All right, let's click on the runway here. Plug that in. Let's click on runway heading. Plug that in, and there's no METAR information available from the flight here tonight. It's because this oh, now it's showing. Very good. It wasn't showing for a long time. Very good. Now that's all in. We can click calculate. All right, we got 135, 136. right, that's all done. Go ahead and set our flex temp. I believe it's 59. We'll check that. At 59, and V2 is 161, so we'll add 15 to that. It's 176. Due at -5. And I was really hoping to take off like when the sun was just coming up, but these damn glitches with this plane had other ideas for me. And what's the last? Oh, our heading is 155 off the runway. All right, now that that's all done, let's get our engine started so we can try to take off and see if we can actually fly a plane today. So let's turn the rest of our fuel tanks on. Turn this power off. Get him away from us. Gonna remove the chocks as well. So our parking brake is on. Turn that on, and let's turn our transponder on while we're down here. Put this on above. And let's do the first engine here. I have everything I can cross. I have crossed right now, hoping that these damn screens stay on. And these engines sound so good when they're kicked on. .9 up. All right, so far so good. And let's get our VTAR is 1016, 30 inches. Very good. Let's click nav. Profile. All right, I think we are good. Let's put our flaps down and we'll test our configuration. Let's remove the parking brake and let's test the configuration. We should hear a beep right now. I guess not. I guess we're okay then. Some planes you need to take the brake off. I would say let's get out of here before these screens cut out again. Started over here because I didn't want to back up, because last time I backed up the screens kicked off. Jesus, why are the throttles so high? Jesus, all I did was tap the button once. I tapped A one time and it just kicked up that high. My goodness. So this is my third attempt at this flight tonight. First time we got everything set up, we did our pushback, we started the engines, all the screens went black. Everything else was working, but every single screen in this airplane went black. So we started again, and halfway through setting up the plane, everything went black again. So instead of restarting up the sim, I just decided to save the flight and reload the save, and that's where we're at right now. So hopefully we are good, because I really I didn't want to do a flight earlier today. I was working, I was like, I'm not going to do anything. And then as the night crept on, I was like, you know what, I really want to fly a plane tonight, and I really want to fly over the Middle East, because I think it's so pretty flying over this area. But man, I'm just over an hour into this tonight, and we're just starting to get to the we should have been in the air 40 minutes ago. Yeah, I think this part of the world is so pretty. I know it's all a lot of it's brown dirt and sand, but I don't know. I just think the architecture and the culture, I don't know. I just like this area a lot. This whole Middle East area. We'll slow down here coming up. So we can put the rest of our lights on. Holding point here. The holding point's coming up. Well, maybe this is the holding point here. All right, let's hold here for a second. And let's go ahead, and that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Everything else is good. Turn the brake fans off. And let's set. Oh, we do have the master brake set. Okay. All right, very good. Well, not master brake, but the auto brake we have set for max. I think this is the toga button, if I remember correct. It's been a little bit since I've flown this plane. Pray into the aviation gods right now. Just let this work. All right, prepare for takeoff. All right, let's give it some juice. Toga, I believe. Yep, toga button. V1, rotate. Gear up. Get above 1,500 feet and we'll kick on the autopilot. Clean up the airplane a little bit. Take a view from the outside. Autopilot on. Let's lock this. Lock you. We're in climb mode there. That's good. That's good. All right. All of that is good. And I believe our what's it called? Transition altitude is 13,000 feet, I believe. Right, 25. That's right. It's a stepped flight tonight. I believe we have to be at 25,000 for a little bit. Then we can go up to 37,000. And then we have to go down to down to 35,000, I think, if I remember correct. What this says here. It's got us at 25,000 the whole way. That shouldn't be. FL 7,000. All right, there we go. I believe most of this flight's over water, I believe. Yay, we're finally in the air. Yay! Finally in the air, sir. 3 attempts later, finally in the air. All right, we need to get ready to switch to standard barometric pressure here coming up and at 13,000 feet. Hopefully the screens won't go black again for the rest of the flight. They've already gone black twice tonight on this plane. Let's hope they stay lit up for the whole flight. All right, let's switch this to standard pressure. Oops. Wrong button. Very good. That's all done. Now we just got to sit back till we get to 37,000 feet. And then we're going to speed up the simulator a bit. Speed it up 2 times speed. And that McRib from McDonald's is so good. My God. They've been shitty the last few years, but this year McDonald's put that McRib back on point. Finally took a couple of bites of it. It's been sitting next to me for about 2 hours now. 3 hours now almost. When I was growing up, the McRib was always excellent. And in the last few years, 4 or 5 years, it's been kind of shitty. The meat's been like, tasted weird. Barbecue sauce wasn't that good. Like, but this year, man, that McRib is on point. And they got it on special. You buy one, get one for $1. You can spend $5 and get 2 banging ass sandwiches. You can get not that I'm trying to do a commercial for McDonald's or anything, but you can get a Big Mac, filet of fish, and a McRib. Buy one, get one for $1. You got $5, man. No wonder all us Americans, well, not all us, but no wonder a lot of us Americans get fat and overweight. Instead of spending $5 and getting some good rice and chicken and some vegetables and shit, you can get 2 Big Macs, 2 McRibs, and just go at it. And McRib is so messy too, man. I don't like eating those in front of people because it's so messy. I almost need a bib when you eat it. McDelicious. But I think most of this flight's over water until we get kind of close to Dubai. I built this flight on Navigraph, and usually I try to use highways in the sky because that cuts down on entering waypoints in. I was really trying to take off early morning so we'd be right around here with the sun coming up, but couldn't get the plane to work properly for a while. All right, we're in icing range, so let's throw on some icing protection. Alright, I guess we can... The seatbelt signs off now, I guess.
Stop rudder input. Stop rudder input.
Oh, I just barely pushed the button, buddy.
Stop rudder input.
I'm sorry.
Stop rudder input.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit the right trigger. It was an accident. I apologize. So touchy. So touchy. Why are you so touchy? While we're not doing anything, let's plug in our ILS information at least. So we got 111.3. And the course is 299. That's all you got to do in this airplane to get it set up. That's it. Okay, so we stopped at 25,000. Oh, because that's what I have plugged in. No wonder we stopped at 25,000. All right, so let's click profile and profile again. Oops. There we go. Now that should take us up to 37,000 feet. Yep. P climb. And our TMS system here put us back in climb mode. So it's all good. This is one of my favorite liveries. This Emirates livery is just clean looking. A little flare on the tail wing, but just a clean looking airplane. We got live weather on, live time, so should be this clear over the Persian Gulf right now.
Stop rudder input.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Stop rudder input. Stop rudder input. Stop rudder input.
Yeah, I hit the button once. You don't have to keep on yelling at me. Good Lord. I'm so scared to touch any of the screens, to be honest with you. Like, I want to update the METAR, but, like, I might just go up the METAR and Navigaph and not even touch the screen. Like, I'm so scared to touch the screens. I don't want to touch anything. Wonder when we're going to start seeing some of those little islands that pop. That's fat. I had no until I did. I did a flight, a similar flight to this. I guess like a week or two ago in like a little prop jet. I don't think it was a Cessna. I think it was like a propeller plane. I forget what I flew, but anyways. But I had no idea there was like so many little islands like in this Gulf here. I had no clue. I thought it was just water. I had no idea there was actually like land. You know, in the middle here somewhere. A bunch of little islands, too. I think it's as we get closer to Dubai, but... Oh, I'm so happy we're in the air now. My God. It's so frustrating when you spend time researching a flight, you know, researching the route, then you get excited. I get excited and I get in the airplane, I start plugging in everything because I love setting up the airplane. That's one of my favorite things to do. Pushing all the buttons, hearing everything come on, and then all of a sudden you push a button and everything goes black, and you can't turn the screens back on, and then it's like, like somebody just popped a balloon and you're all sad now. Somebody ate your last cookie. You're all sad. You want to cry. No, I didn't want to cry, but I was really upset, man. It worked so good for so long, this simulator. And this last update that Microsoft put out, it's like now nothing. Like, I have no confidence in. Only plane I have confidence in that it'll work properly is the 737 I have from PMDG. Other than that, anything that has a Garmin system in it, a Garmin 1000 or a Garmin 3000, the screens go black so quickly. These screens went black tonight twice. Yesterday, I flew the PC-12 for the first time. I bought that plane on Saturday night, and I really wanted to fly to an airport in Switzerland because it's a Swiss plane. So I thought that'd be pretty cool because it's got a little Swiss flag on the tail. And every airport I went to start the plane at, and I tried a dozen airports in Germany, like 4 in France, and a few in like Spain and Austria. The screens would not turn on. So I'm like, well, let me try Sedona, Arizona, because that airport is really pretty in the simulator here. The way they have it sitting in the mountains, and I know it sits like that in real life, but the way that the way it shows in the simulator is really cool. So sure enough, as soon as I get in the airplane, I flip the inverter switch, flip on both batteries, and sure enough, all of the screens come on that need to come on. Then I start the plane up, put the generators on, push the 2 avionics buttons, the switches, turn the avionics on, and everything works perfectly. Until I went to land. And when I was approaching the runway, about a mile away, 2 miles from the runway, everything went black. It seems to be the more densely populated the area is, the more issues there are with these screens. I don't know for sure. I'm just going by what I've seen. All right, so we are just about leveled off. And when we get leveled, we're going to speed up the sim a bit. So we got 394 miles to our descent. So we're going to speed this up here. And let me put the clock on so I can track the seconds. There's a couple ways that I keep track. So PMDG has a really good method to their increased speed with the sim. But here, we can turn this off now. Here, there's no way of knowing that you're increased the speed. So I usually go by how quickly the miles are counting down and the clock as well. So let's go ahead and increase. 1 click forward, 2 clicks forward. So now I'm 2 times the normal speed. I get really nervous with this, let me tell you. Really nervous because I've had it crash the sim a few times doing this, but usually stay in this sped up mode until I'm about 40 miles out, 30 miles out from the top of descent, or unless there's a really big turn coming up. This turn, it should be able to handle with no problem. If it gets more windy, I may wind up turning it off and going back to regular speed, just because I've had a decent amount of wind on certain flights, like in Australia, and it's kicked off the navigation in regular speed, more or less being 2x speed right now. So you should be okay. That's 299 to destination, not top of descent. Okay. And we'll keep an eye out for the little flag that shows up. We have it down here too, but we'll keep an eye out for the flag. We have it on 60 miles right now. So happy we're finally in the air, let me tell you. Wow. I really like this plane, actually. So there's only, I go on FlightAware often to search for real flights to do. Anyways, I try to match the flights I do to what's happening in real life, but there's only like one or two A310s I ever see on FlightAware. Now, the A330 took the place of the A310, so, which I find pretty interesting, but yeah, this is a cool plane. I like the planes with the older instrumentations and things like that sometimes. One of my favorite planes to fly in here is the Junker. I forget the letters afterwards, but I mean, that one, like, you have to do so many things inside that plane to get that thing to operate properly. It's almost a little too much for one person to do. All right, there's the top of our descent. So when we get to about 40 miles, 35 miles, we'll turn off the speed increase. I want to plug in some information for our descent. All right, let's go ahead and slow down. So we have 1 click down, 2 clicks down. All right, we should be in regular speed now. Let me give this a try. Hopefully it doesn't crash the screens. All right, so let me double check it in Navigraph. 1014. All right, good. So we have 160 and 4 knots. So let's go ahead and plug that in. Is that 160 and 4? Yep, 160 and 4. Once we begin our descent, I don't think we can plug this in at that point. I'm not really sure if this has any bearing on the simulator or not, but it's available to input, so let's input it. And let's go here. And let's see here, wind correction. Let's see if we can do +5. All right, and the MDA is 160. 50. Landing weight 103.2. Oh yeah, let's check what our live situation is right now with this. Going live. We might be at 103 by the time we get there. Okay. All right, and our first altitude is 35.2. Let's plug in 29.4. I do these in steps so I can see on the screen here where our system thinks we're going to wind up. So I mean, I could very easily just plug in 2,000 feet right now and we'll go down to 2,000 over time, but I don't know if we're on point for the altitude we need to be at for the different waypoints if I throw it all the way down. So I'm going to, so I do it in steps. Now this plane should start descending on its own, I believe. I don't remember. So keep an eye on it, and if we need to click profile, we'll click profile so we can start our descent to Dubai. What mass is that? Let's look at the map here. That's Iran. That's cool. Yep, that's Iran over on the left there. Pretty cool. Lavin Island. And the other island is Kish Island. Pretty cool. All right, so our vertical deviation, I think we need to push profile actually. If I remember correct. So that's what we did. We have our vertical deviation here. We were higher than we needed to be. Now we're starting to come in line. I can turn this off now. We should be at, let's see here, we need 29.5 by OSAR. That blue check mark that keeps bouncing around is at 29,500 mark. According to the vertical deviation, we're okay, so. Now this plane should do a full Category 3 landing. In order to do that, once we capture the localizer and the glide scope icon shows up, we need to throw on autopilot 2 as well. And That should put us in a Category 3 landing. We're in icing range, so let's throw in some icing countermeasures. All right, then we got 23.4 at Intl. Let's plug in 23.4. So let me look at the arrival chart and see if there's any constraints. VTEB, we need to be max of 230 knots and below 12,000 feet. Let's see what it says here for VTEB. Yep, it's got it there. Very good. Okay. And the next one should be 11,000 feet at 230. It is 210 at 7,000. Okay, very good. It's got a lot of the right information. Very good. Here, we'll make this turn, and then the next turn we make is going to put us on our last airway M677. That airway will put us right into VTEB for the beginning of our arrival. Speed brake on there because make sure we get down to the right altitude. All right, 16.6. Very good. So let's put our speed brake back down. And what is our transition altitude here? It's 15,000 feet is our transition altitude. There's one of those little islands. See these little islands that start popping up. You get one of the planes with the pontoons on them and just go island hopping around here one day. Get on Navigraph, plan out a little route, and just kind of go island hopping and just land in the water near the islands, just kind of see what it's doing and get back in the air, go to the next little island. I've done that in Hawaii and I've done that in Tahiti in the simulator here. It was a lot of fun kind of checking out everything. And here we go, we're turning onto our highway now. Our airway. Vertical deviation is holding pretty good. A little higher than probably should be, but okay. Got plenty of time. All right, we can turn the anti-ice off now. Let's put on the no smoking sign. Our seatbelt signs. We're holding good for our next waypoint for Dixon for 16.6. And after that, it's Vuteb at 12,000 feet at 2:30. So let's go ahead and put 12,000 in here. Oh, I got to get the ATC on. Shoot. So we can try to get the air marshals to show up. Shit. Hang on a second. The ATC is really annoying, but it's okay. We'll deal with it to try to get the air marshals. Okay. AI. Yep, we want the co-pilot to manage it. That way we don't have to do much. And ATC voice is on. All right, let's get our menu. Oh, our menu's not showing up. Oh, that's weird that it doesn't show back up when you reload the game. So I don't think the air marshals will show up because we can't get this menu to show up. Yeah. Let me see if I can get that menu to show back up. Maybe it turned off for some reason. All right. I think it's under piloting, I think. I'm not going to have the ATC on if we can't pull it up and control it. It's really weird how that doesn't show up anymore when you reload the flight. That whole menu up top here goes away. All right, well, let's turn the ATC off then. Damn it. This is under general options, but I don't think it is. Oh, all right, let's turn the ATC back off. Damn it. And I think it's here. Yeah, I just noticed that. Like, that whole menu that usually pulls down from the top of the screen is not there. Oh well. Maybe there's a way to do it. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I'll have to research. Oh, 2:30. Let's go. Getting there. There we go. All right, let's set our our auto brake. Oh no. Well, that's a little bit of an issue, isn't it? Nothing is on. Wow. Crazy. Well, let's see if we can still land. We've made it this far. Cannot believe screen's kicked off. And I can't even oh my god. I guess that's about it then, huh? I have no idea where the airport is at this point. Oh, well, it's still following the flight plan, so maybe we'll be okay. Follows the flight plan, we'll be okay. I can go ahead and land it visually, but that's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy that these screens cut off the way they do. Well, it's sick. It's such a waste of time now playing this simulator, man. It's it just, the fun factor is gone when this kind of shit happens. I don't have failures on it. Even if I had failures on, I believe it only does the engines. I'm not even gonna check. I know I don't have one. 737, I do. Excuse me. All right, it's still following the flight plan. We should be at 210 knots right now. Is it going to do this thing that it does when the screens are off? When the screens are off, it usually is either like full speed ahead. This is the A310 300. It's a standard plane that comes with Microsoft, the simulator. Yeah, it's an old Airbus. They don't really fly them anymore. The A310 took the A330 took the place of this plane, though. My screen shut off about 3 or 4 minutes ago. The plane's still following the flight plan, but oh, it's not descending anymore. Oh, there's the tower. All right, I guess we'll have to fly it on our own. So let's put the yoke up, and I guess we'll just have to fly this bitch on our own. I'm not even sure where the airport is, though. That's the thing. I know it's around here somewhere. And maybe that's it right there. Where is the airport? I think that's it right there. Yeah, that's the airport right there. Yeah, it is a small Airbus. I think it holds like 180 people, I think is the max. 175, something like that. Can't reduce the throttle. It's not. Oh, it's already down all the way. Okay, never mind. I've lost the airport, so I don't know if we're going to be landing or not. So we will see. None of the instruments are working. That can point me in the right direction. Actually, hang on a second. Is there a VOR at the airport? Let me see. No, there's no VOR station at the airport. Oh, it wouldn't matter anyways. The instrument for it's not working. And I can't slow down anyways. This is great. So glad I wasted hours of my time tonight. Well, we'll just try landing anywhere, I guess, right?
Sync rate.
Lost the airport. All right, let's just land here, I guess.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull
100,
up.
50,
Pull
30,
up.
30, 20, 10, 5.
Whoa, whoa. Hey, man. I'll take it. I'll take that landing with the screens off. The screens off from 11,000 feet in the air. We're in Dubai, so the title's not wrong. We did land at Dubai. Again, I have no idea why screens are just shutting off. I don't know. Ever since Microsoft did its last update with this, it's completely every plane except for the 737, the screens shut off, and I don't know why. I'm gonna get on some forums tonight and see if I can figure it out. I don't know. It's frustrating. I've turned off all the stuff that I could think of. I deactivated any mods for the airplanes, thinking that it might be third-party mods. The problem, I don't know what the problem is. It just sucks. I know that. So I'm signing off here. Thanks for checking this out tonight. Hopefully we can get this problem fixed soon, so we can actually do flights. Because it's no fun flying without insurance. That's for sure. Anyways, that's it. Hopefully you have a good Tuesday.